My amplified unit. Salud. Welcome to the Amped Up Podcast for Friday, June 30th, 2023. We have a packed, stacked, jacked show for you today. Never mind the fact we're about 24 hours away from Money in the Bank. Oh, the controversy around LA Knight, Logan Paul. Who's going to take it for the ladies? And how do you come out of Sethington versus Balor with a really finessed storyline for both going into SummerSlam? You have to have something masterfully creative for Sethington and Balor, man. Set them up for SummerSlam. This is a big event for WWE. I said it in yesterday's podcast. They can correct a lot of wrongs. Vinnie Mac and Pinocchio Pussface Triple H himself, they can correct a lot of wrongs tomorrow, Money in the Bank. But forget that. Tonight is a massive event of great scale and magnitude. Charlotte Flair is most likely collecting her 15th championship to become one away from her father, and I really hope they do not do Asuka dirty, filthy like that. That'll be the filthiest I've ever seen WWE do one of their ladies, and I know how they've treated them over the course of the years, booking-wise, and behind the scenes. Mickey James will tell you a little bit about that, but this, you can't do that to Asuka again, and it would be Charlie again. 4 or 5 times already, Asuka has played second fiddle to Charlie's agenda. Man, I hope getting that title just a few weeks ago on a Saturday afternoon, just to lose it to Charlie. Not even at a pay-per-view, no. On a Smackdown before the pay-per-view. This is a massive judgment call by WWE. It all rides on tonight for that women's championship. On top of that, the tag titles, I believe, are being defended already. Pretty Deadly is getting title opportunities from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The Grayson Waller effect will have Logan Paul. Logan Paul will be on SmackDown tonight, and Roman Reigns returns ahead of their Civil War. It's a massive SmackDown. We'll talk about it. We're also going to discuss Collision. That's right. Collision was pre-taped. So if you don't care about watching, or you don't have time on a Saturday night, maybe you have, a life? I don't know. Guess what? It was pre-taped already. In just its third show, it's pre-taped. You got 4th of July. They don't want to overlap that. There's a Canadian holiday as well, I believe. So they had to pre-tape it for that reason. There was a bunch of reasons. And just cost efficient. So they pre-taped it. I got the results. If you don't want to listen to them later, don't listen to them. But I could save you some time on Saturday night. It's already pre-taped. And if you were wondering, right, all this time off with Punk, he's going to save AEW. They're going to have something huge for Punk when he comes back storyline-wise. Oh, how you've seen it over just 3 weeks, how it has nosedived off the cliff. Starts with the promo and then the main event. Then it goes into just a main event. First it was a 6-man the first week. Then it was an 8-man with Punk. And then this week he's on commentary. That's right. Tony Khan announced just 24 hours ago. Tony Khan announces this Saturday CM Punk will be on commentary for Roddy Strong versus Samoa Joe. The Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament quarterfinal. Punk will fight the winner of Strong versus Joe in the semifinal. There you go. If you were hoping for a really massive CM Punk storyline right from the jump, right out of the gate, your second chance at a first impression for Punk, well, there's your big storyline. The Owen Hart Tournament is going to be commentating. Salute. Speaking of AEW, so we'll go over the Collision results. That's already in the books. I got the spoilers for you if you want to listen to them. Again, we'll talk SmackDown. We're going to talk both companies' cable shows for this weekend. We're going to talk both of them, SmackDown and Collision. We're also going to talk Dynamite's rating. Dynamite's rating came in yesterday, and I got to tell you guys, man, this is not... nobody takes pride in delivering bad ratings, right? Unfortunately, people like BC were telling you way in advance that this is what to expect. We're raising the red flag for the promoters. Nobody wants to listen. The fans, they just get upset. Stop talking bad about my promotion, man. I've stuck my flag in my front yard, and I'm sporting my AEW hoodie, right? Well, if you love it, listen! We're trying to make it better. Unfortunately, Dynamite has just pulled its lowest demo in 3 years and one of its worst ratings since its inception. We'll talk Dynamite's rating as well. We're also going to discuss Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, I got a little bit of news, and it's big in another way. So we got some news on Bray Wyatt, or at least a little bit of an update. So it's as I said, man, it is indeed a packed, stacked, jacked show. I'm going to pop this fifth coffee of the morning. It's not even, 9 a.m., something like that. I'm going to pop my fifth coffee of the morning. You guys are going to smash that up. You're going to come right on back, and we're going to get amplified. All right. Party at the Moon Tower. That was your teaser. That was your cold open, if you will. Now we have so much to talk about. We got to jump right into it. I want to start with my boy Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. As you guys know, he pretty much fell off the face of the earth. You went to bed one night, you woke up, dude's MIA. It got to the point where it's not even, is Bray Wyatt coming back to WWE, or even if we were concerned if he comes back to pro wrestling. No, the concern was, is Bray Wyatt even okay? Is Bray Wyatt good? Does he need a blanket? Does he need $5 for a coffee? Because we'll gladly give it to him. Just let us, is he good? Is he all right? Right? It started to become concern. Well, recently, Bray Wyatt had a couple bucks in his pocket, decided he was hungry, so he went to a restaurant. What a concept! But when you're Bray Wyatt, you're probably going to get noticed. And that's what happened. A fan noticed Bray Wyatt, said, "Hey, Bray, can I take a picture?" Bray's like, "Yeah, come on in." Dude's like, "No, just you." Click. Now you're going to be on all the dirt sheets, buddy. And that's what happened. Bray's just like, okay. Like, don't you these days, don't the kids, like, they put the camera, they do the little selfie, right? Then they tweet it out and they act like they were actually having breakfast with Bray Wyatt, right? Just hanging out with my boy Bray. So no selfie. The dude's just like, "Can I get a picture?" And he clicks just Bray. So Bray's just standing there by himself. Like, yeah, I mean, you could have Googled Bray Wyatt and saw 1,000,000 pictures. But if that's the one that you wanted, if you didn't want to do the little selfie thing, okay. Clearly there was a little bit of agenda there, and sure enough, it was leaked out. But all kidding aside, because that is a real story, that this picture was taken, and here's the update for you, man. How is Bray looking? Does he look in good spirits? How is he body-wise? Guys, I'm not just saying this as a Bray Wyatt supporter or fan. Bray Wyatt looks phenomenal, right? He looks like he could be back tonight. Smackdown. He could show up Money in the Bank. Not saying that's happening, by the way, but that's the shape that he's in. He's looking phenomenal. Best he's looked in a long time. And his facial expression, it's a genuine, like, smile, little smile. I mean, he's taking an awkward photo for somebody he doesn't know, but he looks in good spirits, doesn't look run down, doesn't look like he's been in a pit of misery for the last 4 months. So Bray Wyatt looking good, man, looking ready to rock at any given phone call by Hunter Hearst Helmsley. So we'll see, man. But that was refreshing to see when I first When I first heard about it before I saw the photo, I'm like, oh, how is he going to look? You know what I mean? Is he going to look a little bit run down? Has life gotten the better of him the last 4 months? Has life taken a toll on him the last 4 months? How is it going to look? No, Bray looks like when he comes back, he's going to be rocking, man. He took off. He went MIA out of thin air, man. And he took his uncle with him. He took 1,000 questions that were set up storyline with him. I don't even know if they knew the answers to their own storyline. It started, as a Bray Wyatt fan, I'll be the first to admit, and that shows you how fair BC is in this community. I'm huge on Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, and when she was having that rough booking, I was calling that shit out. I was pissing off the Sasha crew. Those are my peeps. That's how much we love Sasha, but you have to call out bad booking and what she should not be involved in. I'll say the same thing for the men, too, and for Bray Wyatt. I'm a big backer, big supporter of Bray Wyatt. But there was starting to be so many questions, and you could clearly see they didn't have the answers for them. That train was starting to go off the tracks a little bit. And before you know it, gone. So, I don't know. He's looking ready to rock, looking good, looks in good spirits. That's good, because like I said, the concern started to get away from returning to pro wrestling and just, is he good life-wise? Is he okay? Does he need anything? Not even, obviously not financially, he's set. But fucking love, respect, strength, prayers, anything that anybody can send over to him. Let him know, we're all in your corner. But he's looking good, so that's a little bit of good news there, man. Bray Wyatt. At a restaurant eating food. That's your update. I'm kidding. The update is the photo. Come on. That's an update. That's good news. That's good to know, man. At this point, we were all just thinking, just a photo. Dude, if somebody just sees him on just fucking click a quick photo and be like, hey, bro, or don't even click a photo. That's awkward. Just say, hey, saw Bray, he's good. Like I saw Tommaso Ciampa down in Florida, Orlando, Epcot, right? He's going around the Epcot showcase, all the countries, eating all the food with his family. I didn't go up to Tommaso. I didn't go, hey, can I get a picture? Big fan. Or, hey, I'm a critic in the industry. Yeah, I rip your matches apart. Which I've always been positive for Tommaso's matches anyway. Booking now, a little different. But no, I don't do that, man. I just saw Tommaso. No photos were taken. I didn't go up and take time away from his family. I let the dude eat around the show. I saw him. Saw that he was in immaculate shape. He was ready to make his return that day, it looked like. He's having a good time with his family. And that's all I needed to know. Turned to the people that I was with. I was like, yeah, that's Tommaso. That's one of the wrestlers that I cover. And he's been injured, X, Y, and I filled him in the story a little bit. And I go, that's him, man. He's looking ready to rock. I was telling my people that. And then we went off our own way. He headed toward France, the France pavilions. And I headed toward Canada's pavilions. If you know Epcot and Disney World, you know what I'm talking about. But that's BC, I don't need pics or anything. Like if I'm concerned with somebody or wondering how somebody's doing health-wise or anything, if I come across information, cool. I'll regurgitate that to my people, but I don't need photos or to get too specific. That's not my position anyway. They deserve much more privacy than that, and that's their story to tell. But this person took a photo, leaked it out. It's out there, so he's looking good. Bray Wyatt, man, much love and respect. We're waiting for you, brother. BC and the Amplify, a lot of the Amplified unit anyway. We're waiting for you, brother. Much love and respect. All right, that's the Bray thing. Thank you guys for allowing me a little bit of time on that. That's my favorite dude. You guys know that, and I haven't been able to talk about Bray in a while, so something little like this is actually really monumental. Now, moving on. Let's talk. I want to save SmackDown, and I want to save the Money in the Bank talk. We'll save that to a little bit later. So let's go to CM Punk Collision. We'll talk the AEW right now. So let's start off with the ratings for Dynamite. I'll rip the Band-Aid right off. Let me crack this, please. Fifth, I believe. Yeah, this is number 5, I believe, on the morning. This is just an original Dunkin' Iced. Salute to my unit, my red team, go, and my gold team, my channel members, man. Salute. So, Dynamite's rating. There's no joy in saying this, but I've already told you. I already. There's no other way that I can say this. I'm like a broken record. This is inevitable. I told you guys this will be the ratings. It's just how fast are we going to hit these numbers? Nobody wants to listen. The AEW audience is more hard-headed than the WWE audience. They cry over every little thing when you're trying to help. There was no way this was not going to... I bet you the 2-minute overrun is what catapulted them over 800. This was a show that easily could have been 745, 750 tops. 745 to 750,000 tops. Even with an overrun. Dynamite, this company scored a 809,000 viewership. Sting put his life, not just his career, his life on the line for 800,000 viewers on a Dynamite on a Wednesday night. AEW's, to their credit, most of the AEW fan base actually was very honest after Wednesday, and they said, that show didn't land. That wasn't one of their better shows. So to their credit, at least a lot of them are coming around to seeing, okay, we want this company to be uber successful. We want it to smack Vinnie Mac and 3H's upside the dome piece. We want it to be a viable, a real, not just contender, but opposition for WWE. We're done playing the charade, the facade that we're just an alternative. No, we think we have what it takes to be capable enough to take on WWE. Tony Khan is living in fantasy land. He truly believes he's already in a war with WWE. The guy doesn't understand that last week's ratings, if you put in Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage, you put all of the ratings together to make one massive 1.617 rating, whatever it equals out to be. They still did not even touch Monday Night Raw. By like 200,000 viewers, Raw still beat AEW. And that's all of their ratings combined in 1 week. Raw beat it by hundreds of thousands. SmackDown annihilated it. They were way over 2 million, 2.1, 2 over 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, I believe. All of your shows together don't even equal a Monday Night Raw, and Monday Night Raw is still very bad. No, you're not in a war with WWE, and unfortunately, you're sliding backwards to the point where people are not even looking at you as opposition. You're leaps and bounds ahead of Impact Wrestling, but miles and miles away from WWE. But you keep falling back to how we started to feel about Impact Wrestling, TNA, and where it lies now is, I don't know, in the weeds, somewhere with Vince McMahon and Paul Levesque on his knees with Vince McMahon. Don't ask. I don't know what Paul Levesque does with Vince in the weeds. But TNA Impact is in the weeds somewhere, right at the fucking surface. You'd have to find that. You have to mow all the weeds just to find TNA Impact. It wasn't always that way. There was all this hope. There was this chutzpah, this gusto that we all had, faith-wise, in Impact. But it slowly but surely just fell backwards and to the point where it's not even looked at as a promotion to so many fans. You don't want to see AEW become that. Hold true to the niche to the point where it's pulling in 200,000 to 300,000 viewers weekly. You laugh, but that's what Rampage is already at, 3 to 4. Collision is already in the 500,000s. It was only its second week with the savior, CM Punk, supposedly. And Dynamite, the flagship, is now about to dip into the 7s. So you laugh at 300,000 weekly viewership, you're not that far off. And I told you guys this is what was happening. I tell you every week, I tell you every month. And people get upset, well, basically, you focus on that. You're not focusing on all the positive in AEW. There isn't any to BC, or very limited. It's not enough for me to talk about. And I tell you guys, also, I can't be home for Tuesdays, and I do miss a lot of Wednesdays up front. I have to go back and watch the shows, or what I need to watch. But if you don't pull 1 million in viewership, I don't review the show in its entirety. That's my rule on the channel. You guys know that. Once in a while, I make an exception and I'll review a show. But if if that show does not hit 1 million in viewership, my rule is it doesn't get a review. So no, you're not going to get a full review. You're not even near 1 million. So no, we have to talk about what's wrong right now so we can put the train back on the track, and then in the future, hopefully we can talk about an abundance of positives. Until then, look at the shows that I do review. Look at my Monday Night Raw reviews, because that does pull 1 mil. It deserves a review. Have you ever heard my Monday Night Raw reviews? Yeah, I'm not so uber positive, am I? So let's not act like I don't hold the same fairness, the same critiques at the most honest of levels and the most amplified of measurements. I keep it consistent and I keep it fair for every promotion. Right now, AEW doesn't even get a review on the channel because they can't hit the mill. So I have to follow my rule of the channel. Same thing with NXT. Otherwise, I'd be doing NXT dirty. I'd have to find my way to sit my ass down on a Tuesday night, cancel all my other business, and watch, because that deserves a review. It hits 1 million plus. No, AEW is not an exception to the rule. If you don't hit the mill, you ain't getting the review. So then when we talk about it, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate shit like this, where the rating dips to 809,000 post Forbidden Door, and they lost viewers. They already lost viewers from the week before going into Forbidden Door. Coming out of Forbidden Door, they lost even more viewers. Collision going into Forbidden Door pulled 595,000 viewers. They lost nearly 250,000 viewers in 1 week. That shows you that maybe Forbidden Door should be held off till the company is flourishing. I understand you want to satisfy your niche audience, right? Scratch your niche audience's itch, if you will. Satisfy their needs. But Forbidden Door takes such a chunk out of your audience. People that just don't care. Maybe they don't watch every country or every promotion, and they don't want to spend 3 hours learning every Japanese wrestler's name. Or go back and watch every Japanese wrestler's match. Or matches. Worry about AEW's roster of 200 individuals first. In the future, when you've built this conglomerate, and you're at least at a consistent 1.5 to 1.7, you're actually fucking shut up. Then, Forbidden Door, right? Then your audience needs to fucking find out who's who and what's what. I mean, the business is flourishing. This is big for AEW. But when AEW is sliding backwards anyway, and they can't really grow, and not enough of the audience is really feeling like this is must-see appointment television every Wednesday, and now Saturday, and especially Friday. And then you add in a Forbidden Door that we got to learn all this shit. And then on top of that, you want us to buy into All In, this massive event in 1 month, by the way. Less than a month. It's this, starting tomorrow, we'll say this month. And then a week later is All Out, so All In 4 weeks, and then All Out in 5 weeks, and you spend all your time on Forbidden Door. Your audience is confused. They don't know what's coming up next. You're spitting out 100 matches for Collision and Dynamite and Rampage. And to a casual fan, they're running away from the product. But you see, that's fine. It's for the niche. Well, good luck with your niche. Your niche is walking away. Your niche top tier was 950,000. Where did they go? Where did 150,000 of the diehard, tried and true niche audience go? Even they had enough. But casual fan, they're running away. They're so confused. BC will sit down and I'll watch a Dynamite, right? Excalibur will run over. You know how fast Excalibur talks. He'll give us 100 matches to look forward to. He'll give you 100 matches. 5 that are coming up that night. 6 for Rampage. 7 for Collision. He'll give you 8 for next week's Dynamite. 8 for the next pay-per-view. And BC has anxiety when it's all said and done. It'll induce panic attacks even if you don't get panic attacks. Listen to Excalibur explain 1,000 matches, chucking them at you like the amplified unit chucks coffees to the channel. It's too much. You know, people joke about Tony Khan, AD, what is it, ADHD, whatever that is. You know, they joke. Or Tony's hitting the white stuff, right? There's all these jokes about Tony Khan. Much love to Tony Khan. Nobody trashes the dude, I don't think. The dude seems like a genuinely cool dude. Wrestling fan. I want the best for Tony Khan. Let me just flat out say that. I want the best for that dude. Seems like a good dude. When people joke about Tony Khan, they're jokes. He's a unique character. You're going to have fun with it, right? But something's up where he needs to be doing a million things at once. Instead of doing a few things correct, he does a million things half-ass. And truly, in his dome piece, I think he thinks he's doing good by wrestling fans. And I'm giving you Forbidden Door. I'm going to go over to another country here. We're going to do All In, and then I'm going to go, and then we're going to do All Out back in the States, man. I'm going to make sure that every dot every fucking dot is connected, right? And we're just going to zigzag, and we're going to do it all in like a month. Let shit breathe. What's the rush? Build. You don't need to build an entire house in a day. Epic Universe in Orlando is not going to be built in a day, a week, a month, or even a year. You build. I don't know why, in just 4 or 5 years of this company's existence, they need 200 people on their roster, even if they have 10 shows. I don't know why they need 10 shows. Definitely 3 on cable television. A Wednesday, a Friday, a Saturday. You're asking a lot from your audience. I don't know why you need 3 pay-per-views in 1 month. Forbidden Door, All In, All Out, all within about 4 to 6 weeks-ish. Forbidden Door was this week, and I think All Out and All In is next month, or end of July. July's tomorrow. So 3 pay-per-views in like 6 weeks-ish. Why? When your ratings are going backwards. And we keep moving the goalposts. Well, the demo is what matters. The demo is down to a point like 2-1. The demo is the lowest in 3 years for Dynamite, guys. Lowest in 3 years. Collisions went down over 30%. So now you don't hear anything about a demo now, right? Now it's, they're still making a record revenue. Have you seen ticket sales? Well, tickets for Collision were not even pushing when Punk was even announced. And then when you start to see more asses or more tickets were supposedly sold, you didn't see the asses in seats, did you? Because a lot of people still didn't show up. Why? Those were third marketed, and a ton were set down at a discounted price. $5 to even $10. They had to slash the prices because nobody wanted the Collision tickets. And then they released hundreds more to radio stations. Radio stations usually get an allotted amount of tickets and they get to give them away on the air. So AEW put hundreds more to the radio stations because they couldn't get rid of them. And what happens is all those seats are not going to be filled by the time you get to the show. So we heard tickets were pushing much more now that Punk is actually back. That was not true. They slashed the prices, so they didn't make real revenue off of that, and they released much more to the radio stations. A lot of those people that win those tickets that think they can change the plans, they don't change them. And the third market didn't even sell out. The third market could not sell all the tickets that they originally bought. So your argument that they're filling up, what? Wembley Stadium, or they're filling up the UK show? Yes. That's their first big show out of market. A lot of people are going to make that a whole weekend type experience with the travel and everything in between, right? They're going to set up other things they're going to go to that weekend, right? You can make a little thing about that. This is a big deal. It's their first time ever over there. Good for them. Outside of that, what are you selling out? Have you seen the ticket sales? You can't just point to one show for that's going to be in another country, first time ever. You can't just point to that one show and say, wow, tickets are selling out faster than they can distribute them. No, even that show is not sold out, not even close. Thousands of tickets are still up for grabs, but it's still really good. If you could pull 50, that's really good. They're claiming over 60 so far. That's good. Props, man. The bad news is everything outside of that one show. But we moved the goalposts. We're going to not pay any attention to all of that. Let's pay attention to that one show that's doing really good, BC. Well, look at where they are. Look how many times they've been there in the past. Oh, 0? Right? You start to connect your own dots. Of course it was going to do really well. BC said 50 should absolutely be obtained, and that would be considered success for them. I didn't cap it at 50. I said 50 would be a success, and there's no reason they shouldn't hit 50. I mean, this is your first time there. You're going to pull out all the stops, have all the big names there. But we keep moving the goalpost. It's instead of just saying, hey, you know what? Man, this should be better. Like, forget the fans should be getting something better. The talent should have better. It's too talented of a roster on with a really good TV schedule. They get good primetime television slots. And Tony Khan allows them to do a lot. I mean, if you had the proper creative with really good storytelling, immaculate booking, this company would be on fire. And it wouldn't just be for the niche. Like, we could all flock to Wednesday and Saturday and Friday nights because we know it's appointment television, it's must-see, and it's going to captivate us. You know, you won't ostracize and block out casual fans. The diehards will say, welcome, come on in. This is what we've been trying to tell you about. Instead, there's an us versus them mentality, you know? It's like kids that only listen to underground heavy metal and say Metallica sucks, right? They make it a mission to tell you that Metallica sucks. Thanks for telling us. Metallica doesn't give a shit. Metallica has their banks. They need multiple banks because 1, 2, 10 banks can't handle all their money. Their success, their walls can't fit all their awards. It's because they sold out, man. Selling out seems pretty fucking lucrative. If selling out is starting a band and becoming wildly successful to the point where your videos are actually seen by the masses, to the point where people by the tens and hundreds of thousands want to buy tickets to your show, to the point where your record sales are off the charts. If selling out is making sure that the most amount of ears can listen to your music, then shit, I call that smart. They're not kissing ass along the way. Do you know Metallica's story? And I'm not even a Metallica fan, by the way. I'm just using them as an example. You know those. We've all grew up with kids like that, and there's kids today, right? Mom, Metallica sucks. I'm just using Metallica as an example, right? But if you know their story, they didn't kiss ass or anything. They stayed true to themselves. They had a lot of fucking demons they fought from within, a lot of internal fighting. That band had a lot of fuck-ups. But they had that it factor on stage when James is fucking belting out the vocals and slamming down on that guitar. But no, you get the weirdos that are like, well, he's only playing 3 keys in these songs. You want real guitar play? Listen to death metal slasher distraught delusion centerpiece. It's a new band out of Kentucky. It's underground. It's not for all you casuals. No, I don't need to go out of my way to find music that nobody's listening to because they didn't sell out. I don't need to sport AEW and claim that it's only for us tried and true diehard wrestling fans that are here for the wrestling. I want to see all the moves. I want to see the sequences. I want to see wrestler A versus wrestler B. I want to see the Hurricanrana Spinaroonie, dipshit Dunkaroo, Canadian Destroyer 450 Splash Slam from the top rope, of course. Can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see the 47-minute match with the finish. The finish is 16 super kicks, 4 pedigrees, 3 Batista bombs, 2 buckshot lariats, and a 12-minute sharpshooter. And then a Canadian destroyer on top, and wrestler B kicks out at 2.5. Because that's realistic. Okay. You're a better wrestling fan than... You're a smarter wrestling fan? A geekier wrestling fan? You got a lot of time on your hands. I guess that you can look at that as a positive. A lot of time on your hands. You can do things with your hands. That's your prerogative. Underground music, underground wrestling, independent wrestling promotions, man. It doesn't make it cool. It's cool to support them, right? Support the bingo halls. Support your underground music. Support your independent wrestling. Of course, support your mom and pop coffee shops. I just don't drink Dunkin' and Starbucks, for instance. Especially in the city, there's a lot of mom and pop shops. You go, you test out their lattes, their fraps, their cappuccines, their mochas. You try them all. Man, some of these mom and pop shops are gems. I'll pay double the price for some of their lattes. So support. But don't think that you're better than, or that you're part of some elite club. This isn't for you mainstream casuals. No, a lot of these people became mainstream because they're really good. Metallica doesn't care if you think they suck. Metallica is fucking amazing. Do you think there's better guitar players and drummers and singers? You're most likely correct. So, do you listen to people that can play a guitar better than Metallica's guitarists? Great! Good for you! How are they not mainstream if they're so damn good? They don't wanna. They're not gonna sell out mainly. They're gonna stay right here in Uberstein, Kentucky. They're gonna stay right here in Bockin, Washington. They're gonna stay right here in Bockwinkel, Massachusetts. Well, then nobody can hear you. We're not going to go fishing for it. If AEW wants to succeed, we want them to too. Invite everybody. Let everybody have a chance to see what is so epic about it. The fact that a lot of casuals give it the time of day and they find out instantly it's not for them, that's what needs to be changed. You can disagree. You can cry with the whole conversation we just had. The ratings for AEW are showing you a disturbing pattern of going backwards, of fans flocking away in droves, of fans not caring about their product. So you can disagree about what I'm saying, you can cry about it. I am right. I am right in everything I'm saying because the facts, the metrics that we have to view viewership, whether you love ratings or not, or you don't think they're as meaningful today as they once were. They're more meaningful today than they've ever been. And if you know, you know. If you're a numbers guy, you know how it's the only metric. That's how the advertisers, the networks, that's how everybody can gauge where to put a show, how to put a show on, where they want their products. It's why Tony Khan every Thursday morning, and now Tuesday mornings for Saturday Collision, that's why he's the first one in line to check out the ratings, because the promoters know. WWE Raw is skyrocketing upwards. SmackDown consistently holding steady at 2-3-2-4. And that was without Roman. Not even advertised. AEW is going backwards. But let's just turn a blind eye. Let's act like it's not happening. Gotcha. You know, the narrative is BC is so negative to AEW. Is he, though? Is there a reason? Ask yourself. Is he really trying to help, actually? What a concept. 5-6 years I've had this channel and I rip WWE apart almost all the time. It's because I'm trying to get to the good of it. I want to see WWE prosper. And you only do that when you're being truthful. And unfortunately, pro wrestling today, truthful means you're going to hear a lot of shit that's not positive. Excuse me not. Forgive me not. Sorry, not sorry if I can't sugarcoat it for you and BS you. And on that note, CM Punk. He was supposed to save AEW, we were told. Do you know he re-debuted 2 weeks ago? And BC said in so many that night they have to have a massive storyline, right? Massive. You don't get a second chance at a first impression usually, but when you go away like he did, there's a chance at a first impression again, actually. And he had that when he came back. Do things differently than Rampage, where you just show up, you say some words, and then you wrestle soon after. Do something different, man. Start with a storyline that captivates the wrestling world. It's your best chance. It's the highest audience you're going to get, especially for a Saturday night. There wasn't even the Red Sox-Yankee game that night. It got canceled, postponed for weather. And they only pulled an 816, I believe. So, but it was 816. It's around the Dynamite number-ish. That's your chance. Instead, they just had him win a 6-man tag match, and then we went off the air with the faces celebrating. And you wonder why you lost almost $250,000 the following week? You wonder why Collision was only at $595 for an 8-man tag CM Punk main event? Even in week 2, there's no storyline with Punk. You can say all you want. There was a title in his red bag, his Santa Claus bag, BC. Oh, he's going to claim he's still champ. Or be patient, BC. It takes time. He just got back. Let him shake off some ring rust, and then they're going to put him in a massive storyline. It's already there, BC. Open your eyes. The storyline is already happening. Right? You're hearing all these excuses. He debuted 2 weeks ago, said some words, and was in a 6-man tag. And the show went off the air just with the faces winning. Last week, he's in an 8-man tag. And the show goes off the air with the faces losing. That's it. Nothing happened. No storyline got catapulted. Nobody needs to see Collision the following week because an 8-man tag match just went off the air. So we're declining already, right? First week, you got all the buzz. He says some words. He has a 6-man tag. Second week, it gets worse. He has an 8-man tag. We're adding more and more people. 8-man tag. And now this week, the third Collision. And CM Punk has been reduced to commentary. He's going to commentate a match between Roddy Strong and Samoa Joe because he's going to take on the winner. He's commentating. 3 weeks of Collision. He's going to save AEW, we were told. And this is the booking. I said on night 1, you have to kickstart a CM Punk storyline that is going to captivate the wrestling world. It's most likely not going to be as big as the NWO. That's fine. It's not going to be as big as Vince and Austin. That's fine. But for 2023 standards, it might not even be as big as the Bloodline. But for 2023 standards, let's get something massive. It has to be on night 1, guys. That's going to be your highest audience for Collision. Maybe ever. And on top of that, it's the best buzz you're going to get, right? Punk coming back with all the drama for months. Instead, they didn't even do anything. Week 2, nothing. 8-man tag, and now commentary. Now he's in the Owen Hart tournament. What are we doing? Let's go over the... I'll go to WWE Smackdown and Money in the Bank. We're going to talk all about that coming up. I told you guys, it's a packed, stacked, jacked podcast, and I got a lot to say. And this is coffee number 5. In fact, let's go towards 6. So, I have the spoilers for Collision. You can skip ahead if you don't want to hear the spoilers if you actually want to watch Saturday. Or you can put on the earmuffs. Leave BC rocking, but go mow the grass for the next 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe longer. But, these are the full results, the spoilers. I believe this was filmed June 29th. This was just last night, I believe. So these are fresh spoilers. This is for Collision. It is taped. It's already taped. Third show, taped. That doesn't bode well. Can they even hit the 595 that they hit last week? Do they even come close to 600? AEW World Champion defeated Kip Morris by submission. And by the way, I'm taking this. I picked the first spoiler sheet that I saw. TPWW, thank you for this. TPWW. I'm just reading it right from them. So I'm giving all the credit to TPWW. I don't know what that stands for. Well, TPWW. Thank you. That's where I'm getting this from. So, AEW World Champion MJF defeated Kip Morris by submission via the label lock in a non-title match. Following the match, MJF gave a promo trashing the people of Hamilton, and he offered a title shot against anyone local. This led to a local talent coming out, but was pushed away by Ethan Page. Page knocked the microphone away from MJF's hands and gave a promo stating that everyone seems to have forgotten what he is capable of in the ring and is going to remind them. MJF agreed to defend his title against Page. AEW World Champion MJF defeats Ethan Page by pinfall via pile driver. So the show kicks off with a lot of MJF. They're going to really try to pop a rating with MJF. We're going to see if this works. I like MJF. That's a lot. It's a tall order, man. That's a lot of MJF. 2 matches. I don't know match time. Maybe this all happened within 15 minutes for all we know. We don't know. I mean, Kip Morris, I don't think took him 10 minutes. Kip Morris loses via the label lock. Ethan Page has some words. MJF beats Ethan Page, pile driver. That's it. Not really a hot start or a storyline that like you need to watch the rest of the show and catapult you to next week and beyond. It's not a start like that, but it's definitely, it could be good character work for MJF. So I don't know. Interesting start. We then go into the 2023 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. It's a first round match. Powerhouse Hobbs defeats Dustin Rhodes. Obviously, Hobbs has to win if you're going to have him in a match with Rhodes. It's Hobbs' time to see what he really has, right? Is he going to sink or swim? But Dustin Rhodes, you're sleeping on him. Everybody is. Dustin Rhodes to this day at his age, even with his body a little bit broke down. I'm not saying he's in his prime or anywhere near, but he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world today, Dustin Rhodes. I said it. I back up that comment fully. He's one of the most fluently flawless wrestlers you'll ever see. I always say that. Him and Randy Orton. If you ever watch them wrestle, it's like a symphony. And it's a beautiful masterpiece of art. It's fluently flawless. I call Randy Orton and Dustin Rhodes' work. So it's sad to see Dustin Rhodes just lose simplistic matches like this, but good job for Hobbs. So if you're a fan of Rhodes like BC is, this captivates. If you're a casual fan, I don't know how much this match is going to do for you. Powerhouse Hobbs and Dustin. Hobbs moves on. Miro is out there defeating Anthony Henry by submission via game over finisher. Anthony Henry. What did Tony Schiavone say, or Eric Bischoff? That'll put asses in the seats. That was when the WWE Raw was taped, and Mick Foley was going to win the championship. So Eric Bischoff had Schiavone read the results, and they said that Mick Foley is going to win their championship. That'll put asses in seats. And WWE ended up beating him in the ratings for the first time in like 80 some odd weeks, 82 weeks or something like that. But I don't think Anthony Henry's going to do that. Miro with another Saturday night victory. Speaking of Schiavone, Schiavone's out next. He holds an in-ring interview with the Bullet Club Gold's Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns. During the interview segment, White and the Guns were upset after Schiavone stated that they would be banned from ringside for Juice Robinson's match with Ricky Starks on the show later. White bashing CM Punk and imply that he is coming for the AEW World Championship that Punk had in his goodie bag when he made his AEW return. The Bullet Club Gold also warned FTR that they were also coming for their AEW World Tag Team Championships. Punk, FTR, and Starks interrupt from the big video screen and state that they are ready to fight anytime. Oh, we know. Punk said that at the media scrum. 2023 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament first round match. Ricky Starks defeated Juice Robinson. See what I mean? All that talk. Listen to this. The WWE does this all the time, and I rip them apart for it. So I got to hold that same accountability for AEW. Did you guys hear what I just said? So the segment before, Bullet Club Gold is in the ring and they're talking like badasses, right? They're getting that heel heat. They're making the audience, they're putting them on notice that they're the real deal. We won the 8-man tag last week on Collision. We're in the ring right now. We're talking a good game. We're coming for all the gold from here on out. And minutes later, I want you to hear this again. Minutes later, Ricky Starks is defeating Juicy Robinson. Juicy is flat on his back looking up at the lights. But what about the segment before when you said you're taking over AEW, you're getting all the gold? Juicy Robinson can't even beat Ricky one-on-one. The booking. WWE does this all the time, and it just infuriates me because it doesn't make sense. It's 50-50 booking also with your promo and the actions in the ring afterwards. You can't make it up. Anyway, Juicy Robinson flat on his back looking up at the lights. Ricky Starks defeats him. Ricky Starks moves on in the tournament. Following the match, Bullet Club Gold surrounds the ring, but their attempted attack was foiled by CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. Come on, guys. If we all yell loud enough, he'll save AEW. CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. Why are you guys booing? I'm having fun. Relax. CM Punk, FTR run out to the ring. Both groups then confront each other in a stare down. Oh, if I could just get, if my arm reached just three more inches. If I just had 3 more inches. That's what she said. 3 more inches, man, I could slap ya. Yeah? Well, if I just had 2 more, I'd give you a right. I'll give you a left. I'll give you an uppercut. If I just had 2 more inches. The dreaded stare down. TBS Championship. Chris Statlander defeats Lady Frost. So this is already a must-see show, as you can see, man. Miro is defeating Anthony Henry. Chris Statlander is defeating Lady Frost. Ricky Starks is defeating Juicy Robinson. This is must-see TV, bro. Powerhouse Hobbs. Put Dustin Rhodes on his back. And then we go into the main event, 2023 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. First round match, Samoa Joe defeated Roddy Strong. Welcome to AEW, Roddy Strong. Can you do me a favor? Just lay down, look up at the lights. I'm just going to have, this dude's just going to cover you for 3 seconds. Just stay right there. Samoa Joe defeats Roddy Strong by ref stoppage. CM Punk was on guest commentary during this match. The finish to this match involved the match referee calling for the bell after Strong would not tap out to Joe's coquina clutch. So after the bell, Strong would not tap out. So they're trying to make Strong look good anyway, right? He's got heart. He's like Rudy. You ever see the movie Rudy? The little fucking 3'0" dude somehow got onto Notre Dame and actually got to play a play in a real game and sack the quarterback. He's got such heart, this little dude. Roddy Strong is the guy that he just would not quit. Coquina clutch. Samoa Joe moves on in the tournament. Now, following this match, Joe attacked Strong with a chair, resulting in Punk rushing to the ring. And he had a stare down with another stare. Punk is staring everybody down. Right before the match, he's staring down Bullet Club Gold. Now he's staring down. Punk is like, oh, I tell you right now. I tell you. If AJ Lee gives me my balls, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna smack you in the... I'll fucking hit ya, punch ya. Joking. We love AJ Lee, by the way. Salute. I don't know what the fuck... By the way, and I know it's I think he had a triceps injury, right? So, trust me, as somebody who... The gym is my fucking... That's my serenity. Man, the delts are actually looking good today too. But anyway, the gym is that's just my serenity. So I understand when you, trust me, I've dislocated, fractured, completely broken off my elbow. I've fucking had bicep, tricep injuries like you would not believe. Every type of injury, you name it. And I understand how difficult it is to lift with tricep, tearing shit off the bone, fractures. I get it. But whoa, have you seen AJ Mendez Brooks? I don't even know what she's calling herself these days. AJ Lee, let's just say that for full transparency for casual fans as well. AJ Lee, to this day, guys, she's in phenomenal shape. I saw a recent picture. AJ looks like she's ready to not just come back to wrestling, but win all the titles. The men's too. And then you see CM Punk. I understand the tricep injury. I understand your upper body workouts are going to be compromised. Clearly. Especially being one-arm McGee. But what the fuck? CM Punk came back with the dad bod. Personified. CM Punk has the dad bod amplified. And AJ Lee looks like she's hitting the gym 8 times a day. Punk's got to go to the gym more with AJ, bro. That's all I'm saying. Phil. Hit that gym with AJ. Whatever she's doing, do that. Now that your arm's back, get in that gym, bro. Follow that AJ Lee regimen because she's knocking that shit out of the park. I'm proud of her. I wonder if AJ Lee going to AEW, that would probably pop a rating, actually. I mean, I think that's a big enough name. A lot of people miss her. The way she went out, we all know that there was more. I know she's done wrestling, right? She said that. And then she did have the neck injury, but she stated that wasn't the reason she left, by the way. A lot of people thought that was the sole reason. She said, no, that's not the case. And then there was the mental health issue and all that. But if she came back in any realm, I think that's a big enough name to make people go, oh, shit, I got to see AJ. That's an interesting conversation. Anyway, my point is, here's the end of the show. CM Punk is having a stare down with Joe, and Joe walks away. Adam Cole then, this is just chaos. Adam Cole comes out afterwards to check on Strong, who was taken out on a stretcher. And there's your Saturday Collision. I don't know what you guys want me to... Like, what would make somebody... If you did come across the result... Because these companies know people are going to see or hear the results. A lot of fans, anyway. The hope is that the show is good enough you want to check it out. For instance, when WCW leaked the spoiler that Mick Foley was going to win the WWE Championship, WWF title, and fans flocked. They switched the channel because it was like, oh, we got to see that. They hurt themselves by releasing those spoilers about WWF, right? So that's the hope. Okay, you can check out the spoilers. Hopefully the show is good enough that you're going to want to tune in now. It's going to give you a reason to tune in. This show, I don't know, unless if you really love predetermined, scripted tournaments, and you want to act like this is a real, like to see who the best in the world truly is in a wrestling tournament, I don't know what you would need to see. Anthony Henry getting defeated by Miro. Chris Statlander defeating Lady Frost. Dustin Rhodes flat on his back for Powerhouse Hobbs. CM Punk having a stare down with a Joe. CM Punk having a stare down with the Juicy Robinson. CM Punk having a stare down with Jay White. CM Punk on commentary. I mean, if that's your cup of coffee, you're going to enjoy Collision. I don't see how this is even going to pop 600 in the rating. I hope they do. I mean, you don't want to think that it's going to be as tragic as this week's 595,000 in viewership. You don't want to believe that. Let's move on. WWE. That was a long time on AEW. There was a lot to discuss, man, between the rating, the third episode of Collision already being a taped show, and what's to come for that. And as far as the video game, you guys are asking, basically, are you going to review the video game? Or are you going to play the video game? I don't even know what you guys are asking. Does the Amplified Man come across as a video game guy? Does it look like I have time to play video games? Do you think I'm going out and buying an All Elite Wrestling video game? No! I used to have, way back in the day, I always forget the date. You guys always have to correct me. But way back when it was Raw versus SmackDown, and you could be the GM, and I'd be like Raw, and I'd be trying to beat SmackDown by putting together a really good card creatively, and I know I put together masterpieces. And all of a sudden, they put together a shit show, and they're beating me by like 1 million in the ratings and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then my competitiveness and my stubbornness would keep me there for hours. Thankfully, I was younger. I didn't have that many commitments I needed to attend to. But I would sit there for hours until I finally beat them in the ratings. And I would. Sometimes it would take me 17 hours. But I'd do it. But no, as you grow up, video games become less and less. There's not even time for it, right? There's not time to play AEW wrestling video games. And if you guys do and you got the time for it, that's awesome, bro. I'm not even throwing shade. That's cool. But if the Amplified Man comes across as somebody who's going to buy the game, review it, play it, no, come on, guys. Be happy. I'm setting aside time to watch all of this wrestling during the week and then cutting these uploads for you guys, these podcasts. That's all my free time. If I'm going to play video games, then I can't do any of these uploads for the channel. So, one or the other, brah. WWE Smackdown tonight. This is huge. Then I don't think it's pre-taped. I think they're going to go live at 3 p.m. for Eastern time in the States, and 8 p.m. it would be for London, right? For the UK over there, it would be 8 p.m. I don't think it's going to be taped. I think they're going to go live with it. Oh, it would be taped. Wait, what's going on? So it would be it'll be on a 5-hour tape if you're on the East Coast statewide, right? Because they're going to go live at 8. That'll be our 3 p.m. But our SmackDown doesn't go until 8. So yes, guys, that's actually going to be on a 5-hour tape. So we're going to know if Charlotte Flair collects number 15 tonight. And if Asuka was done filthy, we're going to know about it. Damn, I just got good. I could just imagine just reading it. And I'm like, it's one of those things you're like, no, I don't want to see Charlie. No, I don't want to. Oh, do I even? Tonight, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka for the WWE Women's... What are we calling it, guys? They don't call it Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship anymore, right? It's WWE World, I guess? And what's the other one? WWE Universal Women's... What are they even called? Asuka's WWE Women's Championship. That's what we'll call it. She could very likely lose that tonight. Or Bianca Belair, who's supposedly banned from ringside. First she was supposed to be on commentary, then she was supposedly banned. Does Bianca Belair get involved and help Asuka keep the title? Now, we're calling it Bianca turns heel by taking out Charlie, but Charlie is almost a heel already because fans don't want to cheer her. So is that really turning heel? That might get Bianca more cheered. I don't know how the UK reacts to Charlie, so we'll have to see. But Bianca Belair could play a part in this. I think if Asuka's going to retain, maybe Belair has something to do with it. Or is this a way for the company to say, well, Asuka can save face because she's going to lose it. Charlie is getting number 15, but Bianca's going to be to blame, right? We'll take some of the heat. We'll put it on Bianca. I hope Asuka does not get done filthy tonight. I really, genuinely, it can't happen. She's already been done filthy. She has lost her undefeated streak at WrestleMania to Charlotte Flair. She lost her championship to Charlotte Flair. She has lost momentum to Charlotte Flair. When she was champion, she had to put her own title reign on the sideline so she could hold the hand of a returning Charlotte just to give her some rub because fans didn't want to cheer Charlie. That should have told the company the one they chose is not connecting. Here we are years later, she still doesn't connect. And people like Asuka have to be 0-5 at WrestleMania. She finally gets her moment on a Saturday afternoon last month, and it was only to hold the title for a few weeks and then drop it off on a SmackDown. Asuka cannot lose tonight. This is I'm telling you guys, tonight's decision, the magnitude is massive. And it'll send ripple effects through the entire organization. This is a massive decision. I don't give a fuck what happens. Asuka needs to walk away with that championship. Or do they make a triple threat somehow for tomorrow? Money in the Bank and Charlie walks out with it. In which case, we'll all take a big sigh of relief. Ooh, Asuka kept her title. And then all of a sudden, in 24 hours, Charlie still ends up getting it. I don't know. This is a very, very, very peak moment where the anxiety is kind of up there, man. This company, Paul Levesque loves... We already know Vinnie Mac loves Charlie Flair. Now we have the cherry on top. Paul Levesque loves the fucking Flairs to the point he will throttle them to the forefront. Paul Levesque could make another big, massive botch like he did at Mania when he even admitted that was his call. Roman Reigns walks out with the fucking title. Now look at everything. It was his call with Austin Theory cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase on a Monday Night Raw during an open challenge for a mid-card title. That was Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque does this shit. Paul Levesque could catapult Charlie to another fucking title reign within the next 24 hours. BC will vividly be paying attention to those spoilers. I don't know if there's going to be a review for SmackDown. I don't know what's going on because tomorrow's event is in the middle of the afternoon for the States. East Coast especially anyway. Well, especially West Coast actually. That would be like 12 noon for you guys if we're getting in at 3. I might do that live. I really would like to do Money in the Bank live tomorrow afternoon. So during the event, if you want to hear some alternate commentary, BC will be covering the good, the bad, and the ugly, hopefully live. But I will be covering one way or the other Money in the Bank. So I don't know what's happening with SmackDown. I'll vividly be looking out for those spoilers. On top of that, tonight, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they're going to be defending their tag titles against Pretty Deadly. Grayson Waller is going to have his Waller effect with special guest Logan Paul. He will be on the show tonight, hyping up what could be a massive Money in the Bank victory over LA Knight. No! That should not be happening. But Logan Paul is going to pump himself up on the Waller effect. And a lot more is planned tonight. That is a big show. Roman Reigns is returning tonight. Roman Reigns igniting the Civil War for tomorrow. So he's going to light that spark, and that thing's going to slowly burn until it reaches its climax tomorrow at Money in the Bank. So it's a stacked SmackDown. BC is going to... I'll be covering this somehow, man. Even if I got to go on the air live early tomorrow before Money in the Bank to talk about it, if it's so much to talk about. If it's something really massive, like Charlie did get the title or something, maybe I got to break in with a special upload. But I'll be covering that. Now, as far as Money in the Bank tomorrow, I've already worn that into the ground. You know my thoughts on it. 3 names that BC would love to see walking out of London, walking out of the UK, walking out of Saturday's Money in the Bank on top of the wrestling world. Those 3 names, Drew McIntyre. I would love to see him return and take out Sethington Rollins, be next in line for the title, and as a heel, Drew McIntyre. I would love to see Bayley win Money in the Bank as much as I love Io, and Io is the favorite right now to win it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to hate the decision. It's just ass backwards. Io just lost a title match last month, Puerto Rico Backlash, to Bianca. She lost the title. Now lost the title match. Now she's going to all of a sudden stand on top of a ladder with a briefcase, and people are supposed to be excited for a future title match when they just saw her lose a title match. I hope you guys are keeping track. It doesn't make sense. It's ass backwards, man. It's ass backwards. You got to go back up, man. You gotta go. We're not done yet. You're gonna listen to every word. So you too. You've been fucking snoozing during all these fucking podcasts because you don't want to hear anything about Monday Night Raw or Collision. Oh yeah, dang it, Macho Man. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about this Charlotte Flair. Yeah, she's had too many titles, basically. Yeah, she's had more than the Macho Man. Yeah, that is sad. She's had way more than the Macho Man. I don't even want to think of that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Bayley. Yes, as much as I love Io, it's ass backwards to just have her do that, but she is the favorite. Most likely Io is going to be at the top of the ladder when it's all said and done, but I would love to see Bayley. Bayley needs something massive. She's too good. Her booking has been so flat and miserable since she's gotten to WWE's main roster. Now's the time for the world to remember who the fuck Bayley is. And if she cost Io and really splits that rift up in Damage Control, then you set something awesome up for Io as well. Bayley's got the briefcase. Everybody's happy. Do some fun stuff in the match with Trish and Zoe. Everybody will win here. It'll be a breakout performance for Zelina Vega. I think everybody can win. I'm going with Bayley as who I would have win. Not saying she's going to, or even saying she's a favorite, but I'd go Bayley, Drew McIntyre with a big moment at Money in the Bank, and for the men's Money in the Bank match, L.A. Knight. Yeah, but knowing Paul Levesque, right? Paul Levesque, he wants Logan Paul. He's really, really good buddies. He's all in, no pun intended, to AEW. He is all in with Logan Paul. Logan Paul re-signed that or did that contract because of Paul Levesque, Pinocchio Pussface Schnoz McGee. He loves Logan Paul more than Vince McMahon. So there's a good chance that Paul Levesque has Logan Paul win over LA Knight tomorrow night. But those are the big matches. Obviously, Sethington retains his title over Balor. Should be a good match. We've seen it 17 times, so we know the match will be good. I'm thinking the atmosphere is going to be electric. In the UK, London, they're going to bring it tomorrow, man. Should be a lot of fun. That's what I got for you guys. Because I've talked so much about Money in the Bank, the only thing to do now is put on the show. Now it's time to actually do this. Money in the Bank tomorrow. I hope to be live with you guys. There was a couple of super thankses before I go off the air in yesterday's upload, yesterday's podcast. So I want to make sure that I give a proper shout out. And to do that, I would like to go up to the big screen. If I can get the big screen. Thank you. There we go. And that's, bro, I should have known. WWE AEW Marvel fan. Throwing a coffee over to BC. That is my Gold Card Channel Member of the Week. The current Gold Card Champion of the world. WWE AEW Marvel fan. Sending a coffee via the thanks button down below on the tube. WWE AEW. Let me be the 10th like on that too, by the way. Boom. There you go. Now it's a nice round number, man. People showing the love to WWE AEW Marvel fan for showing the love over to BC. WWE AEW Marvel fan via the super thanks coffee button down below. We're going to call that the coffee button. That one wrong that needs to be corrected is to remove Logan Paul from the Money in the Bank ladder match. And also, will you be doing a live reaction to both SmackDown and Money in the Bank, since it's going to be both at 3 p.m. Eastern Time? WWE AEW Marvel fan, I hope to be live for Money in the Bank tomorrow. I will not be live this afternoon, I don't believe. You never know, man. You're subscribed and notified. You press the bell, so you will know, WWE AEW Marvel fan. If you're not, if you haven't pressed the notification bell, then you're not going to know, guys. So smash that shit. Because I don't know. I could go live later tonight, like I said, because of the Charlotte Flair sitch. I could go live for the full results while it's happening. I could go live at 10 p.m., I might just go live for Money in the Bank or half an hour before to discuss SmackDown. I don't know. WWE, AEW, Marvel fan. But for Money in the Bank, I do hope to be live. Live reaction, watch along, live review. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Much love, much appreciation to my Gold Card Member of the Week. Another coffee on time. And that's a Gold Card member, by the way. So WWE, AEW, Marvel fan is already showing the utmost respect and love and contribution to the channel. And that's just an extra fucking coffee. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm thankful that I get to give you that shout out to end this vid. Salute to my amplified unit. This is it. Time is up. Don't get scared now. Home Alone. This is it, man. Big SmackDown. Big Money in the Bank. Everything that happens from here on out in WWE over the next 24 hours, it doesn't just set the stage for SummerSlam. It sets the stage for everything beyond. What happens in the next 24 hours in that company, it is massive. BC will be covering it all. Salute till next time, and there will be a next time. Here we go. It's time. Money in the Bank weekend. Aw, shit. Top guy, I'm out. BC, say and check you.